everybody. Hi. Welcome to my first YouTube live stream. I am so excited. My name is Michelle Ihegborow. I am a real estate professional and a certified business coach. And I want to come on to this platform today to share with you my hypothesis on live streaming, multi-streaming, and also microcasting. Some of those things you might be familiar with and what they are. Some of those things I'll break down for you. And I'll also explain to you why I am looking to learn a little more about these topics and why I believe that they're significant in business nowadays, and it will be significant in business in the future, okay? So I'll tell you a little bit about my background first and what my goals are as a business owner and how I plan on tapping into microcasting, live streaming, and multi-streaming to leverage my theory. I believe that if a creator or a business owner limits themselves to only one or two social platforms to market their business, you are immediately setting yourself up for failure. And I'll tell you why I believe that. So as a real estate professional, the past 10 years, what I've learned is that I've had to turn myself into a brand the past 10 years. When a client is hiring a real estate professional, they're not hiring, the contract is with the brokerage, but they're hiring the person that they have the relationship with, right? The brokerage that the agent is a part of isn't the first thing that always comes to a client's mind. Real estate is an industry based on relationships and learning how to provide value in those relationships without any expectation. Very, very important. And when you learn how to do that, I believe that it's easier to put a price on that. If you can solve a client's problem with your product or service, and you know where your strengths are when it comes to your skill set, that is a business, okay? When you can learn how to monetize your skill set, your gifts, your talents, you understand what that looks like in regards to value. You know how to offer that as value to another person to help them solve their problems. And when you can give that a price that someone is willing to pay, because you can give it a price and nothing happens. When you can give that a price that someone is willing to pay in exchange for that product or service and you solving their problem, you have a business in your hands. Okay, you have a business. So as business owners, as small business owners, because that's what most of us are, how do we become a brand? How do we identify our gifts and our purpose? How do we turn that into value that translates out? And how do we monetize that, right? That's where I personally am at today. I have been in the customer service industry for about 30 years, and I have been a real estate professional for almost 10 years at the time of this recording. The past 5 years, I've entered into a mentoring and coaching space, which means that I have mentored others and now I coach others, specifically real estate professionals, because that's the industry that I'm in. But what I've learned is that when you understand what it takes, you can implement those principles into any business. Okay, so when you see future content from me, I might be relating it more to real estate because I believe that's the audience that will maybe gravitate more towards me, because that's what I do. I'm a real estate professional. It's my career. But because I found so much passion in helping agents as much as I've found in helping clients, I've gone into a mentoring and coaching space. And because my skill set, gifts, passions fall in line of service, how do I monetize that? So I monetize that through coaching. I have spent resources in becoming a certified coach, learning from the best, to learn everything in sales and marketing, negotiations, fact finding, the close, the sales cycle. And it's been incredible. I won't tell you how much I've spent on resources like that, because your mouth would be on the floor. But I have to be honest with you and tell you, every single penny was worth it for this moment right here, right? So what is going on today that is such a big deal? Today, first of all, is my first live stream on YouTube. So I'm excited about that because this is going to be groundbreaking, making history. I am so amped up. I am trying so hard to contain myself and not just give it all up right now, okay? But as I've spent time and resources on learning how to be a marketing genius and a master at sales and negotiations, what I want to do is share some of that with you, right? So as I'm live streaming on multiple platforms, what you will get is the coaching and the teachings on the whole sales cycle, access to all of my resources. It's what I'll be talking about. Everything I've learned the past 10 years through my mentors, my coaches, my learning platforms, that's what you're gonna get out of me on all of these platforms. But what I'll be doing differently is that I'll be using each platform differently, right? So, for example, YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok will be used to drive traffic. Those platforms don't have the best splits when it comes to monetization, but they do have the best traffic. So you can't ignore those big heavy hitters. Even if you think that one of these platforms is gonna disappear, I don't wanna age this video because y'all gonna be watching this 10 years from now, but one of these platforms is supposedly disappearing soon. But until it does, use it. The one platform that I know is not going anywhere is this one, and that's YouTube. Right? YouTube is owned by Google. Google is the beast. Google ain't going nowhere. YouTube ain't going nowhere. So one thing I do want to tell you is to claim your digital real estate on your Google business page, right? That is the best free advertisement you can have for your business. Everybody Googles everything. And then do you want to read the Google results, or are you looking to click on the video? The first thing you do after you Google something is click on the YouTube video. So this is your next platform, all right? This is your next big dog. You definitely got to be on here. And though I'm telling you I've been in business for 10 years, but this is my first YouTube live stream, that doesn't make sense, right? That's a little bit of an oxymoron if you think about it. So what have I realized these past 30 days? I don't even want to get started there, but the mistake I've made the past 10 years is stayed on one platform. I'll let you guess what platform that was. The mistake I've made the past 10 years is stayed on one platform. I spent all my time on one platform. And to be completely honest with you, I don't think it matters which platform that is. I don't even think that's relevant. It wasn't YouTube, obviously, right? It wasn't YouTube, but I am shifting all of my focus around YouTube. Like I said, it's a beast, and the space is still so green, okay? Green means that there's no one on here yet. Y'all think that there's a lot going on YouTube, and there's no room for growth, and there's no room for me, and there's no room for me as a brand. That is the biggest lie that you can tell yourself. This space is so green still. So as a creator, I plan on using multiple social platforms. Not even, let's say I plan on using multiple platforms to direct my audience from one platform to the next. At each platform, you're gonna get a different aspect of me, or a different perspective, or a different side, right? Like right now you're getting the professional. Next week we'll go into coaching. You'll start seeing presentations. We'll talk about mindset. We'll talk about sales training. That's what the future YouTube lives will be. But then, before I go live here, I might use another platform as a green room, right? Where we're meeting and getting ready for a YouTube live. And the community I've built is there, right? Because I do have a coaching community. And I do have communities on other platforms that I plan on bringing together. So one platform will be used as a green room. YouTube and Twitch will be used as the coaching space, the teaching space, the training space, and the two platforms that I'll use to drive traffic. Don't forget, we talked about using YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch to drive traffic, all right? After I stream on YouTube and Twitch, how do I plan on doing that? I would like to do that with multi-streaming software. So I'll use something like Streamlabs or StreamYard to and it's probably going to be Streamlabs, because I also will be streaming to Kick sometimes, and Streamlabs is mobile friendly and also Kick friendly. Kick is similar to Twitch, but Kick has a higher split than Twitch. There's benefits when it comes to monetization on all platforms. It just depends on what you're looking for and what your goals are, and how you want to use each of these platforms for your business, okay? How I use the platforms might not be how you use the platforms. Excuse me. But what I plan on doing these next 30 to 90 days is sharing with you how I plan on using the platforms, seeing if my theory is accurate, and then finding a way to teach it to all of you, and scale it, right? So I'm really, honestly, super excited about all of it. As a real estate professional, I do want to say that the ideas that are coming in after 10 years are just wild and crazy and so exciting. And the reason why the mind stays creative is because I've partnered up with an incredible global real estate brand that does the heavy lifting for me. The branding assets are incredible. If you go to any of my pages, a lot of the stuff that you see on there are the branding assets from the real estate company that I'm a part of. And what I love about that is that when the heavy lifting is done for you in regards of creative, and there's just things you don't have to figure out, it provides room for your own creative, right? So when it comes to real estate, I'm so excited about what I'm planning next, and I'll let you in on that another time. But when it comes to business coaching and helping small business owners and creators get on multiple platforms and use multiple platforms and monetize multiple platforms, that's where this is going now, right? All the teachings, all the lives, everything you'll see will be to promote the business coaching, but the business coaching helps with the creator, it helps with the real estate, it helps with the business, it helps the lender, it helps the title company, it helps the buyer, it helps the seller, right? Because as we're talking about all those things, what the conversations are going to be about are going to be value. How do you provide value to your audience? By answering questions. On these lives, I cannot wait to start talking about real estate and showing you what's available in the market and showing you different sides of that. But right now, we want to work on the business coaching, the social platforms, monetization, live streaming, you being a brand. This is all to teach, help, guide, coach, and train entrepreneurs on how to be a brand. If you take nothing else from this live stream today, my goal is to help you figure out how to be a brand and how to show that on multiple platforms. That is the message today. So this is gonna have a lot of faces. You're gonna see me do this in my real estate life. You're gonna see me apply some of these principles in my personal life, right? In my while I'm live streaming, while I'm teaching you sales strategies and marketing strategies. I'm so excited. And the coolest lesson really is going to be on mindset and attitude and positivity and positive vibes. I almost didn't hit live today on here because I got stuck yesterday. I said, okay, let me go on. Let me at least hit live. Let me see if I can share my screen. Let me see if I can put my Canva presentation up. Let me see if I can at least put a subtitle for my name and put my title and all of that. And none of that worked yesterday. So, hi guys. So yesterday, I could have said, like I've said every week, well, no, forget it. All right, I'm not ready. It's not perfect. I didn't get the overlay on. I couldn't figure out how to put my name on the lower thirds. That right now doesn't matter because right now I have to be in action. That is the part where 99% of us mess up, is from idea to execution, because there's no executing. right? And I never hit the live. So what am I going to do this week? I'm going to hit the live button whether I'm ready or not. So I want to explore 6 platforms. I am not going to tell you yet what platforms those are because it's really not relevant at this moment. What's relevant is for you to figure out what you want to work on, you to figure out what your business goals are, you to figure out how you would like for me to help you, because there's so many different ways I can do that. And if you're ready to take action. We have to stop thinking about the things that we want to do, and we have to start taking action, not even implementing, right? Because we keep implementing and keep implementing and keep implementing and not doing anything. We're not doing anything. So I am just going to make sure that I hit live on the 6 platforms that I said that I want to explore these next 30 to 90 days. That is the only commitment that I am going to make to myself today, is to make sure that I get on all these platforms today. And then tomorrow, I will make a new commitment tomorrow. I want you to know that that is sometimes where we lack, is that we make a commitment today to do something, and then when it gets difficult tomorrow, we don't realize that we have to make the commitment again tomorrow. So last week, I committed to streaming on multiple platforms. Last week, I committed to writing down a plan. Last week, I committed to naming the shows on each platform. Last week, I committed to theming out the days. I have a theme for each day. But then I have to go test that, right? So how do I test that? Should I wait till Monday when I said I'm gonna live stream on YouTube to hit live? No. So on Sunday, I'm like, oh damn, maybe I should try and go live on YouTube, even if it's to practice, even if it's unlisted, even if it's, doesn't matter. Let's just try. Excuse me. So we tried, and there's no we, I tried, and it wasn't what I wanted, but that's my fault. How do I expect to use a new platform, the new day, the first day, and get it right? That's unrealistic. So because I couldn't have it like I wanted it, I still know that I have to be in action and not in thought. We gotta stop thinking. We gotta stop thinking. We gotta stop thinking, and we just have to start doing. So I am excited to say that I think we just finished our first YouTube Live. I'm so excited. I'm definitely going to be sharing this out with my friends. So if you are receiving this and you made this to the end of it, if you made it to the end of the video, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Please make sure that you follow me on all platforms. The username for all platforms is either Michelle_Gold Rush Coaching. No, I'm sorry, Michelle_Gold Rush Coach or Gold Rush Coaching, right? So the usernames on all platforms are either my first and last name, which all of you know, it's on the page, right? You can find me like that on any platform. There's not other people with that name, okay? But if you're looking for me on platforms using a username, the username on all platforms is either Michelle_Gold Rush Coach or Gold Rush Coaching, okay? So I look forward to seeing all of you. I'm really excited to see your comments in the chat and down below. And thank you so much for your time, the opportunity, and let's get this YouTube channel on and popping. Super, super excited. Again, my name is Michelle Ihegborow. I am a real estate professional with Realty One Group Integrity out of Southern Arizona. And I am also a certified business coach with Realty One Group's One University, which is my global certification. And I am also a certified coach with Grant Cardone and Cardone Technologies, and that is a national certification. So if you need help in real estate or you need help in business, sales, or marketing, I am definitely your girl. Go ahead and check out all the links in my bio. That's where all of my resources are. Or feel free to leave me a comment in the comments. I love helping people. I love helping sales professionals, agents, and I'm really, really excited to bring you some value through this channel. All right. I will see y'all on the next one. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you soon.